About a year ago, I got into storage unit auctions. If you've never seen one, it's pretty simple. When someone stops paying for their storage unit, the company eventually sells everything inside. Buyers show up, the manager opens the door, and everyone gets about 30 seconds to look inside from the entrance. You can't step in, you can't touch anything. You just look and guess. Then the bidding starts. Most units are garbage, old mattresses, boxes of clothes, broken furniture. But every once in a while, someone finds something valuable and makes thousands. That's the dream that keeps people coming. One Saturday morning, I drove about 40 minutes to a small storage facility outside my city. There were maybe 12 people there. Most of them looked like experienced resellers. I was still new to it. The manager started opening units. The first one sold for $300, mostly furniture. The second one didn't even sell, just trash bags and a stained mattress. Then they opened unit C17. Right away, something felt different. It wasn't messy. Everything inside was organized. There were about 10 labeled cardboard boxes stacked neatly along the wall, a wooden desk, 3 metal equipment cases, and a tall locked cabinet in the back corner. It looked like someone had packed it carefully, not like they had abandoned it. The bidding started at $100. One guy raised to 110, then it stopped. 120. Nobody else moved, so I raised my hand. Sold. Honestly, I didn't expect anything amazing, but $120 felt like a safe gamble. Later that afternoon, I came back with my friend Kevin and a pickup truck. We rolled up the door and started going through the boxes. The first one had books. Second one had kitchen stuff. Third one had folders and paperwork. Kevin opened one of the metal cases. Inside was a professional camera, a big one with multiple lenses. He whistled. "Dude, this is expensive." I Googled the model. Around $3,000 used. Just like that, the unit had already paid for itself. But the strange part hadn't happened yet. Because of the cabinet. It was locked. We searched everywhere for a key but couldn't find one. Finally, Kevin said, "Just break it." So I grabbed a screwdriver and pried the door open. Inside were about 20 small black notebooks. Each one had a year written on the front, all the way up to 2019. At first, I assumed they were personal journals, but when I opened the first one, I realized they weren't. Every page had dates, addresses, descriptions of places, notes about people. Some pages had photos taped to them, photos of buildings, parking lots, cars, people walking into offices. Kevin leaned over my shoulder. "What the hell is that?" I flipped through more pages. It looked like someone had been documenting things, watching people, tracking routines. There were license plate numbers written down, descriptions of vehicles, schedules of when certain people arrived and left places. It almost looked like surveillance notes. Kevin laughed nervously. "Bro, did you just buy a detective's storage unit?" I laughed too, but something about it made me uneasy. We packed the notebooks into a separate box and finished loading everything into the truck. That night, I looked through a few more of them. The entries were extremely detailed. For example, April 12th, white sedan arrives 8:47 a.m. Driver enters building, leaves at 11:15. Another page had a hand-drawn map of a parking garage. Another listed names next to apartment numbers. And over again, 3 initials kept appearing. MKR. I had no idea what that meant. Eventually, I closed the notebooks and decided not to think about it too much. My plan was simple. Sell the camera, sell the furniture, donate the rest. But 2 days later, something weird happened. I got a phone call from the storage facility manager. "Hey," he said, "this might sound strange, but someone called asking about that unit you bought." "What do you mean?" They asked if Unit C17 had been auctioned already. I paused. "And what did you say?" I told them yes. "What happened then?" They asked if I could give them your contact information. That made my stomach tighten. "Did you?" "No, I said I'd ask first." "Good. Did they say who they were?" "No. Just said it was important." I told him not to give my number to anyone. I figured that was the end of it. But the next morning, I woke up to an email. No subject line, just one sentence. "I believe you purchased storage unit C17 this weekend." No name, no signature, just the message. My stomach dropped. I replied carefully. "Who is this?" 10 minutes later, another message arrived. "I'm interested in buying back an item that was inside." That sounded somewhat normal. Sometimes previous owners try to recover sentimental things. So I asked the obvious question. "What item?" The reply came almost instantly. "The notebooks." I stared at the screen. How did they know about those? I hadn't mentioned them to anyone, not even the storage manager. I typed back. "What notebooks?" There was a longer pause this time. Then the message appeared. "The journals from the cabinet." Now my heart was definitely racing. Whoever this person was, they knew exactly what had been inside that unit. I wrote back, "Why do you want them?" The response came a minute later. "I'm willing to pay $10,000. $10,000 for a box of old notebooks." I called Kevin immediately. He burst out laughing. "Take the money, but first read them all." So that night, I did. And the more I read, the stranger it became. The notebooks weren't random observations. Each one focused on specific locations: warehouses, office buildings, construction sites, government buildings. There were timelines, vehicle descriptions, photos clipped to pages, detailed maps. Some entries tracked the same people for months. It was like someone had spent 20 years quietly watching things, documenting everything. Around 3 a.m., I closed the last notebook, and one thought kept repeating in my head. Who writes something like this? The next morning, another email arrived. "Have you made a decision?" I replied with a question. "Why are they worth $10,000 to you?" There was no response for hours. Then finally, late that night, another message appeared. 6 words, "Because they were never meant to be found." That message gave me chills. I suddenly realized something. Maybe the storage unit hadn't been abandoned by accident. Maybe someone had lost control of it. Maybe someone else had been trying to get those notebooks back before the auction happened. And now they were trying again. I looked at the box sitting in my closet. 20 years of someone's secret records. Someone out there was willing to pay $10,000 to get them back, which made me wonder something I still think about sometimes. What exactly had I stumbled into? And why was someone so desperate to erase it?